The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
And hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Tuesday episode of Running Point on YSNLive.com, brought to you by our good friends at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, who I'm going to go ahead and put in the top right-hand corner of the screen so you know where to go if you are in the market for a new or used vehicle. Check out our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet. They go the extra mile for you so you don't have to, and we try to do the same here on this show every single day. One of the ways we do that, of course, is by our player profiles that we feature on the show, coaches' corners as well, when the time permits. We have a great one for you today. It's going to be a all-time leading scorer for Ashtabula St. John. Alyssa Severa had a chance to talk with her after her season wrapped up. She finishes a great career at St. John. Like I said, the program's all-time leading scorer with over 1,000 points in her career. It was a great conversation. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. That'll be featured on today's show. But we also have a lot to get to because we have the boys brackets that we have to go over. Their sectional start today. We also have girls district semifinals today in Division 1. So it's a very busy day at YSN. After yesterday was like the calm before the storm where there weren't any games on. It was kind of one of those, blank spaces, I guess you could say, in the coverage of YSN. Today it hits dirt, right? Because now we have girls and boys tournament games on the same day. 4 girls tournament games all covered for districts. That will be pay-per-view, $9.99. One payment at $9.99 gets you access to all 4 games. So remember that. You don't have to pay for the games specifically, but you have to pay one payment at $9.99. That gets you access to the whole day. So 4 district girls games. We have a slew of boys games that have been sponsored for sectionals. So that's going to be fun. We'll talk about all the games that will be on the network at the end of the show. But first and foremost, we want to just go over the brackets in boys basketball. When the brackets came out last week, I was getting over a cold. It's a lot of talking. We kind of skipped it. We pushed it to today, the start of the tournament. Games are starting today. We're going to look at these brackets. We're going to see who's where and what paths these teams have for a district championship. So let's open it up. Let's go into the Northeast database. This is the Northeast District webpage. You'll find the same stuff on the OHSAA page, but I find that it's a little bit more organized for our district if you go to the district page. So if you like this setup a little bit more than seeing the statewide brackets and having to go through all of that, this is NEDAB, so if you just Google that, it'll be your first search. And it's pretty much the exact same format of the OHSAA website when you're looking at brackets, but the only difference is you can only find our district on here. So these are our district's web page for the Northeast. So we'll start with Division 1. We don't have a lot of teams in Division 1 at YSN, but we do have a couple. And we have to start with the Northeast 1 bracket, because we have one team in here. This district is going to be held at Twinsburg, who has been a host for a long time. And it looks like this. The first sectional up at the top of the bracket features the number 1 seed, St. Venatius, having the bye. They will await the winner of Cuyahoga Falls and North Olmsted. That is 59 versus 58 seeds. The next sectional semifinal is Lakewood versus Midview. Then on the bottom, you have Hudson against Normandy. On the second half of the district, Elyria is the 21 seed. They have the bye. They await the winner of Stowe Monroe Falls in North Ridgeville. And then the bottom half, this is where you see our YSN team pop up. Austintown Fitch, the 19 seed, has the bye. They are awaiting the winner of Solon against Walsh Jesuit. That game happening tonight. Fitch will play the winner of this game on Friday at home. Either way that first semifinal shakes out, Fitch will be home. They are the high seed either way. So Fitch has earned a home game in the sectional finals, and they await their opponent. Once again, this district being held in Twinsburg, and that'll be on the 7th. And the championship game is going to be on the 9th. So that's Northeast 1 for Division 1. Now we'll go into Northeast 2, where we have one YSN team featured as well, and it is Louisville. Louisville, the 4 seed in the Division 1 Northeast District. They will play their first round game against Akron North, who is the 76th seed. I can't believe I was saying that. I can't believe how big these districts have gotten. They have combined 4 districts in one. We've seen it through the girls as well. But to say that a 4 seed is playing a 76 seed, even in Division 1 where it's a little bit more, parable, this is just asking for ugliness to ensue when you have these two teams that are just on vastly different levels going up against each other. They were avoiding this kind of game for so long, even last year, because you would only have 2, quote unquote districts combined into one. So you had what I think maybe 31, 32 seeds in Division 1, and then it would get progressively a little bit smaller towards divisions. Now you're having 4 quote unquote districts all lumped together that can all play each other. A lot of these teams are teams that we wouldn't see in our districts until regionals, now in our district because it's so big. But because of that, you're getting a 76 seed, which is like the bottom of the rung of the whole district, going up to Louisville, who is one of the best teams that exists in Northeast Ohio. This is how ugliness happens. This is how those scores that get people talking happen, because you have these kind of matchups. And I don't know if there was a way to fix it, if we could go back to the way it was last. Because, 4 versus 44 is still going to be, or 36 or whatever, it's still going to be a blowout. But, you don't see this kind of stuff. And I guess it does even out because even the old, I'm talking through it. That's why I'm, even the old bracket last year, Akron North would have to play somebody good in the first round. It might be the 4 seed. They might end up be the, 32 seed, but there's only 32 teams. So I guess it does kind of mean the same thing. It's like a test. I remember for high school, there was one teacher at South Range that would have monstrous long tests, and everyone groaned and complained about it. It was like 200 question test. Mr. Patton, if you're out there, shout out to Mr. Patton. Everyone just groaned about, oh, I can't believe this test is so long. But the math said, and this is his thing, and I always kind of was like, oh, he's next level when he says this. If you missed one, if you missed 5 questions on a 20 question test, you're probably going to miss the same percentage of questions on a 200 question test. Gives you a little bit more room for failure, a little bit, you can miss more questions, but at the same point, it's like, hey, it's longer, but it's not doing anything different. This is the same thing. I guess the numbers even out. I guess Akron North would still have to play a really, really good team in round 1. It would just be, they wouldn't be as highly seed. They wouldn't be a 76 seed. They'd be a 34 seed playing a 2 seed. But it's still the same teams. We're just expanding the districts. But this just looks bad. It's bad optics to have a 76 versus a 4. It's glaring down the barrel of people saying, why are we even having this game? And you didn't really have. I mean, it wasn't as bad optics when it was 36 versus 4 for some reason, even though it was the same two teams. Anyway, the winner of that game, they have the 73 seed to deal with in the sectional final, and it will be Firestone, Akron Firestone. They're awaiting in the wings, and the next game in the sectionals will be Medina and Cleveland. John Hay. Bedford's going to be down there. They're going to play against John Kennedy. Cleveland JFK down there. Second half of the district, Canton McKinley, the 17th seed, they have a bye. They await Cuyahoga Heights and Mayfield. And then down here on the bottom half of the district, you have Nordonia with a bye. They await the winner of Copley versus Glen Oak down there. It's funny because, you see the vast differences of some of these programs, boys and girls. So Copley is one of the best teams in Division I. On the girls' side, they're the 2 seed. And obviously in the boys' side, much higher as 51. Sometimes it's just funny to see how different two different programs are in the same school. Whatever year it might be, it works out that way sometimes. So that's the Northeast 2 district, and it'll be held once again in Alliance. So Alliance is going to be the host of this one. Remember, Division 1 actually starts Wednesday, right? So these sectional semifinals are going to be tomorrow, not tonight. Division 1, just like the girls, a day different than the rest of the divisions. So these games are going on tomorrow. That's East 1 and 2. We don't have a team in East 3 or 4. We have 2 teams in East 5. So we'll go into Northeast 5, check this district out. And this one going to be held in Elyria. And the top of the line looks like this. It is the 2 seed, Brecksville Broadview Heights. They will be awaiting the winner of Highland and Olmsted Falls. Bottom here, the second half of the district, you have Avon Lake. They will await the winner of Hoover against Lorraine. Bottom half of the district here, you have Strongsville having the bye in the sectionals. They await the winner of University and Willoughby South. And then here's where we have our teams. Hoban has a bye. They await the winner of another YSN team, Boardman, taking on Maslin Perry. That game is happening tomorrow. And then the sectional final will be on Saturday. So if Boardman wins, we'll have an all YSN sectional final and be guaranteed somebody in districts. Boardman will be on the road as the 63 seed against the 57 seed Maslin Perry Panthers. So that's your Division 1 breakdown. Once again, Division 1 starts tomorrow, the 28th. Everything else starting tonight. So we'll go and transition into Division 2. This one being held in Warren Harding. And the top half of the district looks like this. First sectional final is going to be Lincoln West with the bye. They await the winner of Ursuline and Collinwood. Ursuline is the 2 seed, Collinwood the 61, and Lincoln West the 62. Down here, Struthers is the 34. They are playing host to Marlington, who is the 35. Should be a pretty good sectional semifinal tonight. And then down here we have Cleveland Central Catholic. They have Streetsboro. Those 2 winners are going to play each other in the sectional final. Down here we have Edgewood as the 14 seed. They have the bye. They will play the winner of Gilmore Academy and Cleveland St. Martin. In the bottom here you have Geneva, the 12 seed. They have a bye. They await the winner of West Geauga and NDCL. When you look at this bracket, I think it's interesting that this bottom half is pretty competitive. If numbers play out, you have 12 versus 14. And then up here, you have the 2 seed. What that tells me is there was a lot of respect within the middle seeds between, let's say 7 and 12 with Ursuline. I don't think anyone wanted to go into the Ursuline district. You see the next highest seed after 2 is actually that 12 seed down there. Everyone else, it feels like they were kind of forced into this district. 34, 35, 37, 31. You have 23, 47, 18, 27. So all those teams, by the time they get to vote to you, you don't have a lot of options of where you want to go. So it tells me that a lot of people had a ton of respect for Ursuline as the 2 seed. It's funny, sometimes things shake out. Sometimes you have a bunch of respect for the 1, and you see a lot of people go into the 2 seed. We saw that, for example, in the girls' Division 3, where Keystone's the 2, but no one wanted to even have anything to do with Warrensville Heights, the 1. So a lot of people went into the 2's district. That's why you see Crestview is the 2, Rootstown is Crestview is the 3, Rootstown is the 4, and Keystone is the 2, all in the same bracket because they didn't want to mess with Warrensville Heights. They didn't want that smoke. So this one, it seems like the 2 seed is the one that's getting a lot of respect, as the 12 was the next team after 2 that said, yeah, we'll take on Ursuline. And then everyone else just kind of had to fall in the line because by the time you get to 23, which is after 14, that's the next highest one. You have 12, 14, 23. So when you get to that far, you're just kind of locked into your spot. You have to go with what's left. So this one, top half of the bracket, you have Ursuline having, numbers wise at least, some of these teams could be sneaky, but seeding wise at least, you have Ursuline that could have almost a free reign into the district championship. There aren't a lot of teams, numbers wise, seeds wise, that you would expect to have much chance of giving Ursuline much of a test. But the bottom half, you have the 14 to 12, and they're going to be duking it out. So it does make the bottom half of this bracket a little bit really interesting. And if it was Edgewood versus Geneva, that's very familiar opponents. They play each other every year. They're both in the same county. So yeah, that'd be interesting if Geneva and Edgewood get together with a district semifinal. But the highest Ursuline can be challenged in their district championship is the 12 seed. It's no disrespect to Geneva. They're a really good basketball team, and it's no disrespect to Edgewood either. But you would say that Ursuline is the clear favorites in this bracket, which means I bet the number 1 seed in Division 2, sorry, has some people gunning for it. If you're not going to avoid 2, you're probably going into the 1 seed or the 3. But someone's going to have a very cloudy bracket because of the fact that not a lot of people wanted to deal with Ursuline in their bracket. So this is Northeast 2, where we're popping into the next one. It is held in NDCL's home gym. That's in Chardon, if you don't know where that is. And it looks like this. Northeast 2, Chardon District. Top line of the bracket is going to be Warrensville Heights. They have the bye as the 13 seed. They await the winner of Woodridge against Salem. Coventry and Cloverleaf playing in a semifinal. So is Norton and Elyria Catholic. Bottom half of the district looks like this. Hawken has a bye. They're going to be awaiting the winner of Revere and Buckeye. And then down at the bottom, you have East Tech. They await the winner of Youngstown East and West Branch. That is tonight. West Branch, the 7 seed. So you look at the seeds in this one. 7 is in this one. 9 is in it. 6 is in it. And 13 is the next one after those. So you have 3 single-digit seeds in it. And all of those seeds could have went to Ursuline's district, but they didn't want it, right? So this makes every other district that much more cloudy, that much more contented. West Branch is the 4. They are numbers wise the favorite. But you look at that sectional semifinal. I mean that district semifinal. They could run into this Hawken team, very under the radar. We've seen them on the YSN network a couple of times because they play a couple of our teams up in their area. They're not to be messed with. They're the 9 seed. And then this district up here, this half of the district up here, you have Norton, who's the 6. They're the favorites in this side. But I think another team you have to watch out for is, of course, Warrensville Heights. They're athletic. They're long. They have a lot of height. If numbers play out, it would be Norton versus Warrensville Heights in the semifinals, 6 versus 13. If the numbers play out for the whole district, 6 versus 13, and then 9 versus 4 would be this district semifinal. And then 4 versus 6 would be, if numbers played out, it would be Norton against West Branch in the district championship. But that is way off of being determined. We've seen upsets already on the girls' side. We're bound to see some on the boys' side as well, especially in one of those brackets that has a lot of teams that are very closely contested. Northeast 3 in Division 2. And this bracket is going to be held in Akron North. A wonderful gym. Went there for the first time during volleyball season. Loved my time down there. Got a chance to photograph Austintown Fitch. It's a very cool venue to be a part of. The school is very old timey, but then you go into the gym and it has a unique sense to it. I like gyms that look unique and have their own sense of character. And the bleachers are off the floor. They're kind of pushed back a little bit because there's this, I guess, cavern of the wall that they put the bleachers in. It's a cool place to go and watch a basketball game, and I think this one's going to be a treat for whoever gets in the districts. Well, the district looks like this. Top of the line, you have Poland. They are the 16 seed. They have the bye. They await the winner of Canton South and Padua. I think Canton South is the actual clear favorite in this one, 21 versus 38, but I think Canton South is even a little bit underseeded with 21. Bottom of it, you have CVCA as the 4. They await the winner of Akron Springfield versus Talmadge, 46 versus 49 in that one. We have Villa Anna St. Joe's, who is the 17 seed. They await the winner of Cheney against Niles. That is 54 versus 41. And then at the bottom, an Alliance team who is 33rd. They await the winner of Holy Name and Orville, 22 versus 53. If Holy Name wins, then Alliance will have to go on the road. If they lose, then Alliance will have a home game. We're looking at this bracket, and tough draw for Poland. They're going to have a home game in the sectional final, but probably against Canton South, who is a very good basketball team. So they're going to have a tough first test. If they win that test, probably going to have to deal with CVCA as the 4 seed in the district semifinals. So it is not an easy road in the slightest for Poland. While I think Canton South is underseeded a little bit, I think Poland is actually a little bit underseeded. Carmine Tucolo, wouldn't be surprised if he wins any Player of the Year. I think he's the best basketball player in the league. I've seen everyone live in that conference. I think I have not seen Lakeview live, but I know some of their best players got hurt midway through the season. But I've seen Niles live, Hubbard live, Struthers live, South Range live. I think Carmine Tucolo might be the best player basketball-wise, talent, in the conference. He probably will win Conference Player of the Year since Poland also won the NE8, and you kind of lean towards the champions, trying to give them their award winner. But when you look at it, it's not an easy road for Poland. Canton South is a very good team. CVCA is going to be in the 4 seed. They're probably going to be in the district semis. And then if you make it through all of that, you're golden. The highest seed you have to deal with after all that is 17 in Atlanta St. Joe's. So yeah, Poland, none of these seeds got spread out through the district. They're all on the first half. So the hardest spot in the whole bracket is right here in the top. There's none of these teams went towards the bottom half of the bracket. So tough draw for Poland for sure. But if they do make it through, numbers wise, they would be the favorite in the championship by a long shot. I shouldn't say long shot, but I think they're underseeded, and I think CVCA deserves 17. I mean St. Joe's. So we're gonna have to see how that district goes. Whoever comes out of that top side is gonna earn it. That's for sure. And it's gonna be a tough test for whoever comes out of the bottom half of that district. Let's go into that was 3. Let's go into 4, right? Northeast 4 for Division 2. This one gonna be held at North Ridgeville. And it looks like this. Top line of the bracket, you have Rocky River. And then they're awaiting the winner of Cleveland Shaw and Ravenna. Bottom half of the bottom line of this half of the district, Benedictine has the bye. They await the winner of Jefferson and Bay Village Bay. Brookside has a bye on the second half of the district. They await the winner of Firelands and Rocky River. And then at the bottom, you have Madison with the bye. They await the winner of Harvey and Howland. Howland is the 24 seed. Would not shock me if they're able to get some upsets, though. The way they've been playing of late, they just came off an overtime loss to Ursuline, who's the 2 seed in Division 2. They play like that, they can beat anybody on this side of the bracket. I would not be surprised if Howland finds themselves in the district championship game, to be honest. They are such a scrappy team. They stay close, and then they strike. They're a team that doesn't get blown out too much, and that always gives them a chance. But the 1 seed is the clear favorite in this bracket. Lutheran West. We all know what they're made of. We all know what they're capable of. They were a Division 3 powerhouse last year. They moved up to Division 2. They're a very good basketball team. It's almost like playing a college basketball team because of the commits they have, the talent they have. It's really, really good. But we're going to have to see how it shakes out. I think they're the clear favorites in that district, though. Division 5. I mean, Northeast 5. Division 2 still. This district is going to be held at Louisville. And it looks like this. Having the bye is going to be Buckeye Community Learning Center. They are waiting Field and Norwayne. Bottom half of the this side of the sectional looks like this. Chagrin Falls Kinston will be awaiting the winner of Girard and Cleveland Glenville. That is the 6-8 seed versus the 58 seed. Bottom half, we have Canal Fulton Northwest. They are awaiting Orange and Hubbard, 45 versus 40. And then bottom half, we have Conneaut with the bye. They await the winner of Akron East and Canfield. Canfield, I think, is the favorites in this one as to 5. They're going to win, and then they have the 59 seed in the sectional finals. You look at the other numbers in this top half of the district. Yes, the 11 seed Northwest is in there. Canfield has the edge over them, I think. But I do, think that Glenville up here as the 8 is a threat. I think they're a very good team. I think they're better than Norwayne. I think it will be 5. I think it'll be, what are they, 8 versus 5 in the district championship game. Glenville plays a better schedule size-wise. I talked about that yesterday when talking about how this RPI doesn't necessarily factor in the sizes of the schools you play. I think Glenville's a better basketball team, and I think they would win that half of the district. So we'll see how that works out. But if numbers played out in Division II in that one, it would be Canfield versus Norway in the 3. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, I think we can earn our first commercial break and be right back on Running Point to go through Division 3 and 4. We're going to wrap that up and then get to Alyssa Severa from Ashtabula St. John when we come back on Running Point, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Be back in just a bit.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Craftsmanship to us is 60 years of pride and dedication.
Passed down from generation to generation.
The hardwood floors that your kids take their first steps on.
The solid wood doors you quietly close at night.
The things we create day in and day out are the products that end up turning your house into a home.
At Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, uncompromising quality and craftsmanship built our business.
And it will keep us moving forward for generations to come.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means we want to take care of the community that takes care of us too.
And we have to work together always. And that's how you stay in business for 40 years.
You know, I love being a helper because when I help somebody, it makes me feel good.
It means a lot that I can make a difference in others' lives.
So I will do everything I can and just being there for them every step of the way.
I want them to know within the first 5 minutes that they could depend on me. That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
And welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you so you don't have to. And we're going to be going the extra mile for you here in a bit because Alyssa Severa's player profile is coming up. But first, we have to get through the rest of the boys' brackets. Divisions 3 and 4 are on tap. Let's go in and see what they look like. We have 4 brackets in Division 3. Northeast 1 looks like this. This district is going to be held at Niles, a very great place for a district. The Dragon's Den. And it looks like this. LeBray has the bye. They are the 2 seed. They await the winner of Manchester and Keystone. Then you have up there, you have Pymatuning Valley with the 9 seed. They are going to be playing in the first round against Middle Lake Catholic. After seeing what they did to our volleyball season, I think it'll be some just desserts seeing Pymatuning Valley get a win tonight. Go Lakers. I'm not bitter at all about volleyball season. Campbell Memorial. I shouldn't make myself laugh on the show. Campbell Memorial has a first-round game, pretty tough one, too, against 21-seeded Trinity. That should be a fun sectional semifinal for the Red Devils at home. Liberty has the bye on the bottom half of the district as the 48 seed. They await the winner of Canton Central Catholic and Maslin Tuslaw. Bottom half of this sectional, Crestwood has the winner of Smithville and Fairless. Once again, this district being held at Niles for the semifinals and championship of the district. Let's go into Northeast 2, see what it looks like. You have the first line. It's a bye for Mapleton as the 17. They await the winner of Berkshire and Valley Christian. That is 18, versus 26. The next line, the sectional, has Cleveland Campus International. Never heard of them. 52 seed. They're going to be playing Moon. Oh, you know what is? That's the 52 versus Mooney, the 4 seed. They haven't won a game all year. International. United has the first round game against Brookfield at home. That's a 37 versus 40. Should be pretty competitive. Waynedale has a bye on the bottom. They're the 22 seed. Waterloo, the 13, and Perry, the 19. Because it's 13-19, the winner of that game will have a home game, as the 22 seed is the one waiting in the wings. So whoever wins Waterloo versus Perry has an automatic home game in the sectional final. And then bottom, you have South Range, the 12 seed. That's funny because this tells you what non-conference scheduling can do. South Range did not win the NE8. They split the season with Poland, but they have a 12. Poland has the 16 in the divisions. So I know Poland is Division 2 in boys, but it's still funny to see how the seedings work out for those two different teams. But South Range has the bye as the 12. They will await the winner of Lakeview, a team they're familiar with. They are going to play host to the 42 seed Garfield. So Lakeview or Garfield going to the Thriller Dome on Friday at 7 o'clock. And then this district is going to be held in Salem. So a good old-fashioned Salem district. It's been there for a while in Division 3. And South Range is a team as the 12, trying to get their first district championship in program history. When you talk about the teams they have to deal with, I think the one that's obviously glaring is Mooney. It should come down to Mooney and someone else from the bottom. Mooney is the clear favorites in the top half of this district. Bottom half is going to be fun because of these three teams right here. South Range at the bottom, they should win their sectional because they've already beaten Lakeview. They're familiar with them, and I think they can handle Garfield this year too. But this half of the sectional looks very interesting. Waterloo and Perry, two vastly different styles of approaches. Waterloo is such a defensive team. They want to hold you to low scores. They're going to be a low-scoring team as well. I think defense travels in the tournament. I'm going to give Waterloo a little bit of an edge there, and that's why I think it'll be South Range Waterloo in this district semifinal. And 12 versus 13. That is exactly what you want to see in a semifinal. And as for who Mooney might play in this semifinal, looking a lot like Valley Christian. I think, they're better than Mapleton. I think it'll be Valley Christian Mooney on the top. Yeah, but we'll see how it all plays out. Now let's go to the third bracket in Division 3. This is Northeast 3. This district is going to be held at Gilmore Academy up there in Gates Mills up towards Cleveland. It's a beautiful campus. You wouldn't believe that they're not a Division I school. It almost looks like a college. Lutheran East, the 1 seed, they have the bye. They are the clear favorites in the district. They will await the winner of Cleveland Bard Early College and Champion. That is 44 versus 41. Southeast is the next sectional. They're the 24 versus Beechwood, the 34. And then the bottom half of the sectional, you have Crestview going up against East Palestine, old school conference rivals, 31 versus 39 in Crestview. Wellington is the bottom half of this district. They open up at the top line. They await the winner of Brooklyn versus Independence. That is 29 versus 16. And in the bottom, you have Rittman, and they will await the winner of Chagrin Falls and Columbiana. Columbiana, the 14. As the 14 seed, probably the favorites of this half of the sectional, but Brooklyn is the 16 seed. Don't know too much about them, but I think Wellington is also a team you have to watch out for as to 23. Up here, we talked about it. It's the 1 seeds district. They're the favorites is Lutheran East, and we'll see how it shakes out with them. Northeast 4 coming out, and this district is going to be held at Worcester, where the girls Division 3 district is also held. That's one that South Range will be at on Wednesday. They're the only YSN team left in that district on the girls' side. This boys' side, though, has Fairview as the 5 seed. They have the bye. They await the winner of Clearview and Wycliffe. Then you have Kirtland against Rootstown. And in the bottom of the sectional, you have Doylestown Chippewa against Newton Falls. That is 15 versus 38. Bottom half of the district, Cuyahoga Heights is the top line. They have the 6 seed and the bye. They await the winner of Northwestern and Middle Ridge. That is 32 versus 45. And then Laudonville has another bye. They have the 49 seed. They await the winner of Triway, the 7, against Black River, the 50. So a couple of YSN teams in this one, Middle Ridge and Newton Falls. Newton Falls has a home sectional, and I think their sectional is clear. That Kirtland game, if Kirtland wins 10 versus 15, that should be a pretty good one. That would be in Kirtland as the higher seed if that were to happen for Newton Falls, if both those teams got the win. I think that would be a very good sectional final. We'll go to Division 4, 3 brackets in Division 4. Northeast 1, this district is going to be held in Grand Valley, which also is hosting a girls' district, so busy time there for the people that work in that gym. We thank them for their generosity and their hospitality. Warren JFK is the 1 seed. They're the top line of the bracket. They await the winner of St. John in Ashtabula and Maplewood. That is 28 versus 31. Wyndham, they have Grand Valley to open up. So Grand Valley has the chance to get into their own district. And really, if they can get past Hillsdale, the 10 seed, who is the bottom against Southern, who is the 38, they could do that. Bottom half of this district, you have Badger, the 5 seed. They have a bye. They await the winner of Heartland Christian and Shocker. That is 14 versus 34. And in the bottom half of the sectional, you have Bristol, and they will play the winner of Jackson Milton and Cardinal. That is 30 versus 25. Bristol is the 2 seed, so 1 and 2 both in the same district. So is 5 and 10. This district is a lot more clustered than you would expect a 1's district to be, but a lot of people, for one reason or another, want to go after Warren JFK. They might regret that choice. That's all I'm going to say about that, because we don't have a lot of time to dive into it, but I would not want to test JFK. I would try to go into my own bracket and win it, but to each their own. And that means that the next 2 brackets are going to have a seed that is the heavy favorite, probably, as we look at it. And the top line of this Northeast 2, Richmond Heights is the 4 seed. They have a bye. They will await the winner of Latonia and Medina Christian. That is 29 versus 33. A chance for Latonia to get a tournament win would be huge for their program going forward. This one, by the way, held at Firestone for the districts. We go to the next sectional, and it is Wellsville. They are going up against Western Reserve, 22 versus 20. And then the bottom half of the sectional, McDonald against the 23 seed Kidron Central Christian. That should actually be a really fun semifinal there. You have St. Thomas Aquinas, the 16. They have a bye. They await the winner of the 11 seeded Fairport Harding against Oberlin, the 16. And then you have Matthews, the 17. They await the winner of Lisbon and Cornerstone Christian playing tonight, 6 versus 24. You look at Lisbon, they're a team that has a solid chance to win a district. When you look at the teams that stand in their way, this half of the bracket, not easy. not easy at all. I think Fairport Harding as the 11 is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I think Aquinas has a good schedule. I actually think they have a good chance of beating the 11 seed. And then you have the 17 here in Matthews. I think Lisbon is going to be able to get past them. Top half of the bracket, though, you look at it and it's going to come down. I think to Richmond Heights versus Lisbon, 4 versus 6. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun district because of the fact that a lot of people went to Warren JFKs. Last one in Division 4, and this one held at Struthers, another host that is doing double duty as girls and boys host. And Downton, the 12, has a bye. They await the winner of East Canton, the 9, and the Urban Scholars, who's the 37. Andrews Osborne, the 27 seed. They will play Sebring McKinley. You have Lake Ridge Academy, the 29. They're going to play Mogador, the 3, in a sectional. Next line of the district, you have Lake Center Christian. They await the winner of the 15 seed Columbia Station. They will play Lordstown. And then last but not least, Lowville, the 13. They await the winner of Springfield, the 7, against Open Door Christian, the 19, excuse me. So if Springfield wins, they'll have an MVAC Scarlet Tier rematch in the sectional finals. That's always fun to see round 3. Those two teams split the regular season. Wouldn't sleep on Columbia Station up here in the top half. And then Mogador is probably the favorite up here. Yeah, I think they're better than East Canton. So I would think Mogador is your bet to get to the finals in the top half of the district. Bottom half will be really fun. So those are your districts. Everything's set. Divisions 2 through 4 tonight. Divisions 1 tomorrow. That is your boys basketball preview for the tournament. All those districts can be found in the Northeast database. Like I said, if you missed a part of that or you want to go check out where your team is, it's, for me, an easier way to find it. It's more organized. Go to the Northeast District database, which is NEDAB. If you just Google that, it should be your first search there. It's just a branch of the OHSA website. That's all it is. Let's get into our player profile feature of the show and hear from Melissa Severa, the senior from Ashtabula St. John. Anthony Hartwig here with a Ashtabula St. John girls basketball player profile. I am joined by Alyssa Severa. Alyssa, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, this season, I know, you guys have accomplished so much this year, but you have accomplished so much yourself too. I want to start with scoring 1,000 points. I know that's always a goal that everyone has. You were able to accomplish that. Take us through that moment and what it meant to you to be able to accomplish that milestone.
Well, just being able to play with my teammates and everything at that game. Everyone was trying to get me the ball, and it just, it was really exciting when it happened. Everyone jumping around and really congratulating me, and it was just a special moment to be there with my teams to have that happen.
You've been a leader of this team for a while, but this year, as it being your last year, that responsibility goes up even more, and you're asked to grow the young players of the program. So it can be good when you leave and you graduate. How has that been for you? How have you been able to handle the responsibilities this year that were added to your plate?
Well, I just tried to lead by example. So, get to practice early, help all the younger teammates just with whatever they needed, help with giving tips, throughout practices and everything. So they have someone they can look up to and yeah.
Yeah, and I like that you said having someone to look up to because of the success you've had. Obviously, you're a role model. People look up to you. Young players look up to you. They want to be like you when they grow up. What has it been like to be a role model for you?
It's interesting. I mean, it's you got to make sure you do, like, you always have someone watching you, so you have to make sure you always present yourself in a good light and you don't make any silly mistakes like that.
Was there a moment where you started to realize, like, whoa, like I'm a role model. People are watching me. I have people that are looking up to me. I have to check all my Q's and dot all my I's, cross all my T's.
I don't know if there's a specific moment. I always felt like no matter what you do, you just always try to do it to your best ability, no matter if someone's watching or not. So it's always just been there with me, kind of.
When you think of, people that were your role models, people that taught you how to be a role model, who comes to mind for you?
Probably my sister, Emily Severa, and my dad, and my parents. So yeah, as I'm growing up, I always looked up to them, and they kind of showed me how to respect others and just be overall a good person, I guess.
We're talking about the leadership that comes with senior year, but it also comes with a lot of emotions, right? I mean, everything you do, it's the last time doing it for the school. What was it like handling all those emotions that senior year brings and trying to, focus on the game and focus on making it worth everything for your teammates?
I just tried to play every game like it was my last, so give 100%. And it was really sad thinking that I'm not going to be playing basketball like this anymore, but I just got to remember that there's things ahead, and I just was excited to have that experience these 3 years with everybody.
What are some of the things that you're going to treasure the most about this program, being with them, and the memories that you've made with St. John?
Probably just being able to be such a close family with everybody. So we all treat each other like we're really close, and we all have such a good time together, all our camaraderie and everything.
We weren't able to catch up to you during the fall, but I do want to ask about the tennis too, because obviously you were a standout tennis player for the fall season. What was it like transitioning from tennis to basketball and to be able to keep yourself busy in both the fall and winter sports seasons?
Well, with tennis, it keeps you in good shape. So going into the basketball season, that really helps too. So you're already in that needed shape, and it was good because a lot of the people on the tennis team are also on the basketball team. So we already have that type of friendship. So it's fun going off of that.
Now that your season is over, you get to reflect a little bit on what made this season special and what about this season you're going to treasure. What are some things that come to mind about, your senior season that you're always going to remember even 10, 20 years from now?
I think I'm going to remember just all of the fun we had together as a team, playing together for so long, and especially with the other two seniors, Grace and Olivia, that we're able to play together for such a long time and just have all of those memories together.
When you graduate and you think of the things you've accomplished and the things that you're most proud of, what are you most proud of so far that you've been able to do, not just on the court, but everything you've done in St. John? What are you kind of the most proud of?
Probably, I'm not sure. Maybe in tennis, when I won the county tournament, or in basketball, scoring 1,000, that was a really big thing for me. And I'm not quite sure.
Talking about basketball and scoring that amount of points, it obviously comes with confidence. So you have to be confident to shoot that much and to score that much. Talk about your confidence, where it comes from, and how you're able to keep it.
Well, like Rock always says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I just try to keep that mindset when playing in the game. So whenever you don't shoot, you're not making anything. So I just, keep that in mind.
As you look back on your career, have you ever had a span where maybe you feel like you've lost the confidence a little bit? And if you have, what were some things that you did to get back to that confident mindset that you obviously have had this season?
Well, yeah, definitely. There has been times, and it helps a lot when your teammates are there to help bring you back up and tell you to just keep shooting and just keep playing and stuff. So that helps a lot with their support, and just to keep in your mind that you're going to have off days and you just got to keep, pushing through and playing.
Watching this team the last 2 years that they've been a part of the Ysn family, it's so tight knit. The chemistry is so impressive. What are some things that the team does to build that chemistry and to be so together in such a unit?
Well, we regularly have team dinners, so we're always doing something with each other, whether it's, going out to eat or going to one of the teammates' houses just to, get food and just build our team relationship more.
Who are some teammates that you think without basketball maybe wouldn't have been in your inner circle, and that you're so happy that basketball brought them into your life and that you've gotten to know really well throughout your basketball career?
I'd probably say Mickey Zhang and Alexa Jordan and all of the sophomores. I definitely probably wouldn't have been as close as I am with them now that if it wasn't for basketball.
To have such a strong sophomore class, how excited are you for the program's future? I know it's hard to leave a program and look ahead, but when you kind of look at see what Ashtabula St. John's doing next year, how excited are you with the young talent that we have seen so much this year?
I definitely am excited for them. I think they're going to do really well next year now that they know that they've become more confident in shooting and just their handles, like their dribbling skills and stuff, so that I think they're going to do a really good job, and I'm excited for them.
Give us a little sneak peek. Who are some players that would be able to, take the mantle as leaders next year? Who have you seen kind of sharpen their leadership tools this year a little bit that you think are going to be really easy to step up next year and be a leader when you're gone?
I'd probably say Alexa Jordan. She's had a lot of good drives throughout the season that she's been able to step up in that way. And then Izzy Haller and Marissa, good posts and I think they're going to do a good job with, bringing that heat when I'm not there next year.
Obviously, talking about the end of a basketball season is so sad. I want to brighten it up a little bit. I want to talk about your love for the sport and where it started and how you fell in love with the sport of basketball.
Well, ever since I was really little, I've been playing since I think it was first grade. So I don't know, ever since then I would just play, with my dad, backyard basketball, and ever since then, I always would just, have fun competing with my sister and everyone. So, just since I was young, I've just always had a love for the sport.
Obviously, to get where you're at, you have to work extremely hard. What gives you that drive to keep working, to work all the time, to work every day? I'm sure there are plenty of practices in your career that maybe you didn't feel the best, or maybe you just weren't in the mood to practice that day. What gave you that drive to keep going on those days when you really didn't want to?
Probably just to not let down my teammates and not let down myself, so that I know I'm able to go through those challenges no matter what the circumstances are. So
let's talk about your future. What are some future plans for you, and what are some things that you want to do after you graduate high school?
I'm thinking about going into nursing, and I don't know if I'm playing any sports at all, but I'm not quite sure yet where I'm going to college either. So
have you put sports completely off the table, or is it still up in the air whether or not you want to play sports in college?
I'd say it's still up on the table, so I'm not, completely set off of doing it, but we'll see.
When you're looking at all that, tell us some things that a program could have or a school could have to persuade you or make you feel like it would be the right decision to go in and play that sport at a college.
I don't know, maybe meeting the team and seeing how well they are, how welcoming they are and nice, and just how good the program is, or depending on the size of the school too, would help.
Another thing that always goes into it when we talk to seniors that are trying to pick colleges, do you want to travel a little bit, or do you want to stay closer to home? Are you someone that wants to kind of spread their wings and go somewhere, or do you want to stay close to the family?
I'm thinking about staying closer, but I'm not opposed to leaving, but we'll just see how things go, I guess.
You said you're thinking about nursing as a major. I'm interested, what got your interest into that? What are some things in your life that drew you towards that career field?
Well, ever since I was young, my mom and my nana were nurses, so I've always been around that type of environment, and they really enjoyed that profession. It's helping people, so that's kind of what I was looking for.
All right, I do want to also talk about the St. John community. Obviously, they support you guys so much. They sponsored your last tournament game so it could be on YSN. They care about you guys. What has it meant to you to play for this community and to be able to have their support over your career?
It means a lot to me. They have done so much for us, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm just excited for all the good things they're going to be doing in the future with upcoming programs.
All right, Alyssa, before we let you go, we do this with every player profile. I want to give you the chance to shine the light off yourself for a minute and shine it on the people in your life, your support system, people you wouldn't be here without. I want to give you as much time as you want to hand out your thanks and your shout outs to the people that are behind you.
I'd really like to thank my mom for just, always supporting me through all the times I'm sick or upset and stuff like that. And then my sister for always pushing me to try harder and seeing how she has done. She has really made an impact on my career, and especially my dad for making it to all of my games and always just being there to give some really good advice throughout all of the years. So.
All right, Alyssa, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We have enjoyed covering you throughout your whole career that you've been on YSN and part of the YSN family. Wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.
And that was Alyssa Severa from Ashtabula St. John. We thank her for her time here on Running Point. That was a great interview with, you can actually say it, the best basketball player on the girls' side to ever come through Ashtabula St. John. She has the top of the leaderboard in points scored, not far ahead of her sister, who is also an 1,000-point scorer. Talked about Emily in that interview a little bit and what she meant to the growth of Alyssa down in her career. Love it when families build each other up, right? When you have an older sister and an older brother that kind of showed you how to do it, and then you kind of keep that legacy going. That's always fun stories to tell. So I want to thank Alyssa for her time, and I believe that runs us right along with the end of the show. I went a little bit in overtime, but I wanted to make sure to get that interview out of there. All the games that can be seen on YSN Live tonight are going to be listed on ysnlive.com. Remember that the girls' tournament games are pay-per-view. One payment of $99 gets you access to all 4 district semifinals tonight. Hoban, Louisville, Boardman, and Fitch all in action in different spots. They're all covered by announcers. They'll all be on YSN, but they will be pay-per-view. The boys' games that you see on ysnlive.com/live, free to go. They've been sponsored by people in the communities. They're good to go, and I hope you enjoy all of them. Gary Altizer will be on Running Point tomorrow with Scotty. He will be running into the captain's seat. I will not be here. They're going to have some fun. They're going to have some special guests. Chris Colucci is coming on as well to talk about districts as the sectionals wrapped up last weekend. So they're going to have some fun talking about that. And of course, they'll recap the action from tonight as well. So enjoy Running Point tomorrow with Gary Altizer in the captain's chair. Scotty Mitchell will be there. Chris Colucci will be there. Got him some special guests, and it's going to be a fun time. Make sure to tune in tomorrow from 1 to 2 on Running